Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Eternal Darkness for the... We're going to be finishing the game for the third and final time. Unfortunately, I lost the live commentary with Kratos and X, so we got post-commentary going on. So yeah, there really isn't much to talk about in this section since, you know, I've already played this and this chapter is particularly long. So, I guess I can talk a little bit, maybe reminisce about old LPs, but first off, you know, it's like, this game has a lot of replay value. I definitely missed the light there. I definitely see myself playing this game, like, again in, like, a couple years just for fun. Not to record it or anything, but just for fun. Sorry, I had to close my blinds. And, in fact, after this Let's Play, when I went back to get the autopsy for Maximilian, or the Ulias zombie autopsy that I missed, I actually concocted like a challenge run, and that challenge was to not use magic in this game, except only for puzzles, obviously. And obviously, if you're in situations like, say, in Edward Roivas' chapter, there's that room with the Lesser Guardian right in front of the stairs to a lever that brings down a barrier, and that Guardian always casts a damage field spell, and there's no way past it unless you dispel it. So there are exceptions like that, but you know, it's mostly don't use magic, don't use the talisman in Kareem's chapter, don't use the necklace in Elia's chapter. So far, well actually I already completed the no magic run. It's not possible on the Pious fight. You have to use the enchanted gladius, or you have to enchant the gladius that you have in order to beat him. I mean, I guess that's technically considered a puzzle, but yeah. Oh yeah, Edwin Lindsay. Lindsay's chapter was the hardest just because there are a lot of traps, and usually I don't dodge traps. I just cast a shield and plow through the traps, and any health I lose, I recover it. But I can't do any shields, and I can't do any recovery. I have to skillfully dodge traps in a really, really long level with a lot of traps. And I didn't even go for the Mantarok room. I didn't even go for the Mantarok room because there's no point in going for Mantarok if it's a no magic run. I was tempted to record it too, but maybe not right now. Maybe if I do get the inspiration for it. But yeah, I guess let's start off with the reminiscing. So I Let's Played this game 10 years, 11 months ago at the time of recording this. I should be posting this like kind of at the beginning-ish, middle-ish of July. But yeah, I started Let's Plays officially in August of 2008. And this game was the first Let's Play I did, and I was inspired to do it because of a YouTube user named Dark Chiron, who originally I was actually going to make that Let's Play just kind of a walkthrough, just record it, no commentary or whatnot. And I was looking up other playthroughs of the game for fun, and I came across Dark Chiron's, and he had commentary over his. I'm like, oh shit, you can do that? That's really cool. And then from there, I kind of got into other Let's Players. The good source back then, this was back in 2008, so YouTube Let's Plays weren't very good. You only had, you know, camcorder LPs, people singing along to Mario ROM hacks. You know, there was absolutely no quality control. So went over to something awful, and that's where I kind of became a Red Supre fan and got into LPers like Slow Beef, Psychedelic Eyeball, Beatus, you know, all the SA guys, you know. I'm still a member on SA to this day, and I do have a couple of my Let's Plays on SA, but I don't really post my LPs there anymore. I don't really post there often anymore either. I probably should. It's been a while. It's not like I have anything against them, I just kind of just stopped. But yeah, anyway, Eternal Darkness, Let's Play 1, there were a lot of lessons learned there. I definitely didn't do a camcorder LP, because, you know, even then, even before I checked into the quality control, or the quality standard for YouTube, it was, like, even then, it was just like, why would I record my TV screen with a camcorder when I have a capture card. So I guess that didn't really apply to me as much. But yeah, that was one thing I did. I tried to record it and record my audio through Audacity at the same time, but my PC couldn't handle it for some reason. I kept the audio kept falling off sync. I kept needing to resync it, and I was just like, no, fuck it, this is just too much work. So I just put a camera in front of me and took the audio from it and just synced it with the Let's Play. And that's kind of what I still do to this very day. I'm actually doing this right now. It's a method that works. Although I kind of wish, my camera quality didn't pick up so much background noise, but maybe that's something I should look into. I did have cameras that didn't do that, but, So I didn't upload my first attempt at this. Like, thank God for it. It actually took me 3 attempts to do it, because the first time I didn't know what happened with Audacity. Second time I tested it out and kind of confirmed that, no, that wasn't going to work. So then I did the camera method, and that's what happened. So, after Eternal Darkness, I kind of like doing Let's Plays, so I left my next Let's Play up to a poll. Well, before I move on to that, there was another note about Eternal Darkness I had. Eternal Darkness was a game that I knew inside and out, but I pretended to know nothing about. So that was a thing that was kind of stupid. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. But anyway, I left it up to a poll, and Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess won the poll, so I did that. It was kind of a semi-blind LP. It's like, honestly, I ran through it a little bit back when I first got it, but I didn't complete it. And halfway through the Let's Play, I was kind of growing bored of the game, and I was watching Dark Chiron's Let's Play of Twilight Princess, and kind of just refreshing my memory off of that, and then just doing the puzzles accordingly, or doing the temples. That was another lesson in Let's Play that I learned, where it's just like, I should really do the games that I really love to play. And Twilight Princess while it was a good game and I liked playing it, it wasn't one of those games that I love. Unfortunately, Zelda games kind of don't fall into that category of games that I absolutely love. At least as far as it was back then. Back then, I was just like, yeah, Zelda games are fun, but then it's like, oh, well, they're really hard to 100%, and I didn't feel invested enough to 100% them. And I guess that's what really made me feel good about Eternal Darkness, was because I played the game and I was confident in my skills at the game, and I was confident I could 100% the game. So with that criteria, as well as a grueling experience with Twilight Princess, with taking, like, I want to say 6 months to do that LP, just because I wasn't really motivated to do it. Then came Dead Rising. That's when, my Rock Band subscribers were just like, oh shit, this Let's Play stuff is good. Well, like later Twilight Princess, early Dead Rising stuff, that's when I kind of pioneered some kind of wave of Let's Play through Rock Band players. Some of them still do Let's Plays to this day. Some of them got like one episode of their first LP out and decided they didn't want to do it because it was too much work, but that's life. So Dead Rising was a perfect run. Dead Rising was actually one of those that taught me to have practice runs, because I didn't do a practice run of Dead Rising before I did the LP of it. It was just straight up raw skill that I played Dead Rising with, and it was a perfect run, but there have been moments where I had to completely scrap an entire, like, maybe 30-40 minutes worth of footage because I failed a perfect run. Like, I don't get a certain case in time. So that was another lesson learned. Oh, I did, after Dead Rising, I technically did Animaniacs for the Super Nintendo, but I did that as a camcorder LP because I was too lazy to move my Xbox from my bedroom to downstairs and hook it up to the capture card. So I don't count that. I don't count that as an LP at all. So after that, I took another whack at a Zelda game. I took a whack at Majora's Mask, and I figured I might like that better, considering the fact that it's my favorite Zelda game of all time. I still didn't have fun with LPing Majora's Mask. And I'm just like, maybe Zelda games just aren't my thing. But it wasn't really that. I guess I wasn't ready to accept that it was the 100% factor, the perfectionist factor that was really a part of what it was, but whatever. Yeah, I think it was just that one game in Majora's Mask, that one game that kept me from getting that one freaking heart piece where you had to aim at the, you had to shoot Octoroks in an arcade, and the look sensitivity was really fast, and the looking was inverted. I just couldn't do it. But in the middle of Majora's Mask, I started doing Assassin's Creed 2 because I was a huge fan of Assassin's Creed, and that was around the time when like that E3 trailer came out and there was so much hype about it. And then I played through Assassin's Creed 2, and while playing through it from my first run, I was just like, man, I want to LP this, but I don't want to do LP hype where it's just like you do a blind LP of a game you never played before and then you end up hating it. But turned out I loved Assassin's Creed 2 enough to was like, I want to play this game again. And so I did an LP of it right in the middle of Majora's Mask because I wasn't really into Majora's Mask that much at the time. And I didn't start off with Assassin's Creed 1 because another Let's Player who I kind of came across and befriended at the time, Air5 Wolf, had a Assassin's Creed Let's Play. And I didn't really want to step on his toes about that. Strangely enough, at the time, when I discovered I came across Air5, there weren't any Assassin's Creed Let's Plays. There was just his, and there was another guy's on YouTube. Like, Geop didn't even do his LPs over on Something Awful at the time. So I had to go to YouTube, and I came across Air5 first, and I was just like, yeah, he's good about the commentary, but like, what the hell is up with his video quality? He had like a weird way of recording his video, but it was... So I went to this other guy, I don't even remember his name, I think it was like Armageddon X or something like that, and the entire time he was playing the game, like, he was just talking about bullshit at the beginning. He was talking about like his girlfriend, and how he was like where he was living. It's like, dude, I don't care, I'm trying to listen to the opening cutscene of the game. Assassin's Creed 1 doesn't have subtitles, by the way. It doesn't. So I guess it was a premature start to my commitment to the Assassin's Creed series. Kind of like I made a commitment to the Dead Rising series as well when Dead Rising 2 was announced. So I guess after Majora's Mask, I completed Assassin's Creed 2. The burden of juggling two LPs at once wasn't really that strenuous at the time. Because, you know, they were two games that I committed myself to do, and actually somewhat enjoyed them, even though I was still kind of a fresh LPer back then. So maybe I should just speed this story up. After Assassin's Creed 2, I did Dead Rising 2. Dead Rising 2 was... I didn't like that one as much as Dead Rising 1. And I stated this in the LP that I didn't like it as much as Dead Rising 1. And I meant to do Dead Rising 2 off the record because it was actually a much better game than Dead Rising 2. The thing is that I never got around to LPing it. I didn't even get around to finishing the game because I just got so sucked into Assassin's Creed. So after Dead Rising 2, I did AC1. And then I did AC Brotherhood. Those were all top-notch, 100%, like 3-month-long LPs, and they were projects that I look back on, and I'm proud of them. After Brotherhood, I started doing Assassin's Creed Revelations, and that's when I did kind of that's when I wanted to kind of spice up my LPs a little bit more. I kind of wanted to have a co-commentator for, like, I thought at first, like, co-commentary was, like, just this gimmick I was going to have once in a while. But then I was just like, what if I just turn this into a regular thing? Kind of like what Beef does with Beatus, you know? Just have a co-commentator on every section. And it's like, a lot of SALPers actually do this these days. Like, I know Straw Hat No, like, there's always more than one person on every one of their LPs. Well, almost always. Yeah, the thing about that is that Assassin's Creed Revelations ended up taking like 11 months to beat because the first two sections were with Air 5 Wolf, but then it was hard to get in contact with him, so I was doing the co-commentary with Zod most of the time, and then Zod became hard to keep contact with. I say that as if they got creeped out by me and decided to stop talking to me. No, I mean, I haven't talked to them in a while, but, you know, there was no resentment toward that at all. There's, I did get Air 5 back for the last few sections of Assassin's Creed Revelations, and then I got him to co-commentate on the DLC with me. And then, what happened after Revelations? Oh yeah, I tried to do Assassin's Creed 3 because that was next in the line, but my PC was experiencing a lot of recording issues, and I basically did Assassin's Creed 3 as a vendetta. Did I? No, I took a break from Assassin's Creed 3. I think what happened was that randomly before I ended Revelations, I started playing Halo with my friend, Clumsy Nutcase, who I had been in music projects with before, but we were trying to get a music project together, but after a while, it just kind of started getting boring, and we just started playing games. And I recorded us playing Halo 2's campaign on Legendary, and it was supposed to be a one-shot, but then we're just like, you know what, let's keep doing this. Let's keep making this an LP, and we did so. But then, you know, Halo 2 took a while because, you know, us getting together to play the game was also a thing with him in school and me at work and whatnot. So I think after Halo 2, I started doing Assassin's Creed 3 because I think Assassin's Creed 3 was that Assassin's Creed game that was just like, damn, this game was awful. I love Assassin's Creed, but that game was just fucking awful. To me. Like, looking back on it, it's an okay game, but it did have a lot of changes to it that made that I was just like, dang, why did they do all this? Why did they casualize this game? Why did they do all this? It was one of those Assassin's Creed is dead now thing, or like it's dying now. And I tried to LP it as a vendetta of sorts, and then what happened with my PC was that it started to crap out on me. And there was a cutscene I recorded that ended up getting corrupted, and in order for me to re-record the cutscene without said corruption, I would have had to replay through the entire game all the way up to that point, which unfortunately I wasn't keen on doing. So I kind of just abandoned that Let's Play. Maybe I'll come back to it one of these days, maybe not. I'm not too thrilled about AC3, and because of that, I wasn't too thrilled about any Assassin's Creed after that. Even Black Flag I didn't really like. Rogue was great, Unity was a mess, Syndicate was okay, Origins was garbage, and Odyssey is okay if you like watered down RPGs. So then after Assassin's Creed 3, I guess every single LP that I've done has been kind of a spur of the moment, and just me hanging out with friends and we're playing video games and I just happen to record it. That's how all the LPs on this channel after that have kind of been since then. Like all of the Metalbrook Gaming sections, all of Kratos' Dark Souls LPs, they were all just stuff that we wanted to do because we were hanging out after band practice and having fun. That's just the way it was. And that's just the way it is, and I'm actually comfortable with that continuing to be the way it is. And then Kratos ended up finishing all of the Dark Souls series. Although I'll continue on after this cutscene.
Ah, Miss Roivas, you're just in time. The summoning spell I began 2,000 years ago. is finally complete. You will now have the honor of becoming the first morsel for my lord, Chattur'gha. An appetizer for the banquet your race shall provide.
You forget what it means to be human, Pious. The human race will never go quietly into the darkness. For as long as you have spent summoning your lord, people have struggled against you. Now, thanks to their efforts, I have 3 of the Ancient's essences. Now, Pious, this is the end!
The end indeed.
So in the middle, actually like in between Dark Souls 2, or like in the middle of Dark Souls 2, we started playing Cuphead. That was another one of those spur of the moment, hey, this game is fun, let's LP this game. Even though watching someone else play Cuphead probably isn't entertaining, but you know, at that point I wasn't too concerned about that. It was more just like, we're just playing fun and I'm just preserving memories at this point. But you know, I still, you know, I still like to maintain a watchable quality standard. But unfortunately, I feel like my bandmates are a little bit too rowdy for SA, so I guess that's why I stopped putting my LPs there. Clumsy Nutcase wanted to LP Luigi's Mansion in the middle of Dark Souls 2, and I guess that's when the trend of me doing other people's LPs kind of happened. That's when I kind of grew tired of LPs. I mean, like, I still like doing them, but, you know, there's, you know, I do have, wow, that hitbox chased me to the corners of the fucking earth. I do have a thing about overcommitment. That's a thing. I'm not tired of the LPs itself, it's just, you know, overcommitting that wears me down. And then Kratos finished Dark Souls 3. And after Dark Souls 3, he got caught up in Devil May Cry 5 hype, and he wanted to let's play the entire Devil May Cry franchise. And I was like, okay, we can definitely do that. Well, and at the time that he got caught up in this hype, I was still LPing Master Quest. Because like I kind of thought that after Kratos did Dark Souls, I would be able to do a project of my own. So I did Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time Master Quest, and then he proposed doing Devil May Cry. The Devil May Cry games are still kind of going on, but you know, it is what it is. Apparently, these hitboxes are fucking with me in this boss fight. Oh, I forgot about Aladdin. Aladdin for the Super Nintendo. It was in between Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed Revelations, actually, because I had an Assassin's Creed block kind of going, so I needed to put something in between. And I also needed to test out if my LPs were good enough for SA, and I think Aladdin was entirely co-commentated, so that's what kind of drove me to entirely co-commentate Revelations as well. But yeah, with Kratos playing Devil May Cry, and me still trying to do Catherine at the moment. And then at the same time, I was doing the Redemption LP for this because, you know, it's the anniversary for it, the LP anniversary, that is. It was definitely a lot to carry. And then, kind of recently, Clumsy Nutcase said he wanted to do all of the Star Fox games. I really don't want to do Star Fox. That's just a whole nother project in and of itself. I'm not feeling too much up for that. But yeah, guys, here's your ending cutscene.
Darkness is not so easily destroyed. No, my death is just the beginning.
What have I done?
Quickly, Alex! We must find this creature! It cannot be allowed to remain in this universe! Ah, that's the ticket. It is finally over, my dear. The Ancients' plans are finished. For now, at least. You have proved to be an incredibly courageous young woman. Your mother and father would have been proud of you, just as I am. I'm sorry it had to be like this. It's not quite the inheritance I had in mind for you, but there was so little time, and so much to do. Goodbye, Alex. I will miss you.
Where emptiness had been, new knowledge now seeped inside. Something happened then. I realized that I was not the only one, that there were many others like me, in other places, other universes, fighting the same fight, all to serve the needs of the great ancient, and to have my world spared from eternal darkness.
And so it comes to pass. Of the three ancients, there is nothing. The mighty Chattur'gha has obliterated the insanity of Xenotarth. The madness of Xenotarth has overcome the power of Uliauth. The boundless Uliauth has decimated the power of Chattur'gha. All at once, separate and simultaneous. For the universe is made of many time streams, many possibilities, all in harmonious synchronicity. Only Mantarok remains, slowly dying. Mantarok, keeper, overseer, warden of ancients, chaos, an entity trapped between the veils of reality and the enchanted stakes that impale its flesh. Unable to rally its guardians, it could rely only on its subtle manipulations of the Roivas family to destroy its enemies. Knowing the nature of the ancients, it used its pawns to play them against each other, resulting in their mutual annihilation. Now it will languish forever, festering in its tomb, plotting.
So the explanation for that ending is that that temple in the Anchor Tom region, as well as the dimension that the ancients live in, they're all within a nexus in between parallel universes. And in 3 different parallel universes, Alex Roivas is summoning a different ancient to stop another ancient. And because they're both being killed at the same time, then there's only one ancient. And there's only one ancient. There are 3 Alex Roivases, but there's only one of each ancient. But at the same time, because they're dying in another timeline, they're dying in all the other timelines. Mantarok basically manipulated the time streams to do that, and now Mantarok is the only ancient left, and now it's going to die. But like the other twist at the end, it said that it's plotting to plunge the world into eternal darkness now. Yeah, the ending makes just about as much sense as I described it, and I don't think I can explain it any clearer than that. Oh, but yeah, thank you for watching me Let's Play Eternal Darkness for this, I guess, the 4th time now, because the first Let's Play was just one run through the Uliauth alignment. I ran through it 3 times to get all the endings for all 3 times, and maybe I'll come back. Maybe I'll come back and show off my No Magic Challenge run for it, but we'll see. I want to finish up some other projects first before I come back to that. And yeah, like I said before, like Clumsy Nutcase, he wanted to do all of the Star Fox games, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, that's such a large quote, or that's a large queue, because I had this going on. I had Kratos, who wanted to do all the Devil May Cry games, and I had 2 different Catherine Let's Plays going on at once. And he says he wants to do Star Fox, all the Star Fox games, when Kratos already doing an entire franchise. And it's just, it's another thing is that I think they're overcommitting to it a little bit, because Kratos got caught in the Devil May Cry 5 hype, and then spoilers for videos not posted, he doesn't finish Devil May Cry 2. He rage quits it because he doesn't have fun, when he said he was going to LP Devil May Cry 2. So I mean, I guess it is what it is. And when Clumsy Nutcase Let's Play Luigi's Mansion, he struggled at the final boss, when the final boss for Luigi's Mansion is easy. So, yeah. I don't know, I just... Because, I don't know, if I'm doing projects for that, I want, you know, people to be committed to those projects. I don't want them, like, wussing out of it later on and just not being committed to it, or getting caught at a standstill because they didn't practice the games, or they're opening the games blind, and it just becomes a mess at that point. Another valuable lesson to learn from all of this: take breaks in between Let's Plays. Back when I was starting out, I would always take at least 3 weeks off between Let's Plays. Always take 3 weeks off, even if I felt hyped for the next game, because you never know if you're going to be playing this game and you're just going to burn out right in the middle. So always take those 3 weeks off, maybe take a month off. Unfortunately, I didn't do that with Kratos, especially with his Dark Souls. Like, he finished... The recording session for the end of Dark Souls 1 is the same session as the beginning of Dark Souls 2, just because, oh man, this guy's got caught in the hype. But anyway, now in Jump to Game mode, we have something called Eternal mode, which is basically no health bar. So nothing can kill you. Even getting possessed by a bone thief will not kill you. So I guess if you really want to play through the game and just not die, like, I guess you can, but yeah, that's it for Eternal Darkness. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you guys on the next project, whatever it may be.